You don't have a choice. Look at that camera right there. I don't know which one exactly is yours. Perhaps it's that one or this. And just say good morning or say hi to you. Want to big up a few people as well?
Yeah, sure.
It's as easy as that.
Yeah.
Karibu.
Okay, my name is Wafla. Good morning and welcome to the show. Let me start off by big upping my dad, my brother, and my colleagues who I do work with. Vin Park Bro, Aleko Graph, and everyone as well who has who is having a wonderful morning right now. So welcome to the show, I guess.
This is extraordinary, and I know I have picked something from your big ups. You know, every time a young man starts by bigging up their dads, you want to find out how it's been, because you were molded into this young man you are for a reason. You must have followed some footsteps. Exactly. Why did you start by bigging up your dad?
My dad has been my support pillar, I can say. He's one of the people who have supported me from when I was a young kid. Everything I wanted to do, he was there trying to tell me, like, the sky is no longer the limit. You can pursue more than that. So, unfortunately, I lost my mom in 2016. And he's been there. He's become more than a friend than just a dad to me.
Amazing.
So, yeah, I appreciate him a lot. And as we go on, you'll understand why I say that.
And I like when you say as we go on, because we're not ending this, we're just beginning. First, a great shout out and mad respect to your dad. A lot of young men in this day and age are saying, well, I don't get to actually have a present father figure. So to hear your story really is an inspiration to somebody back at home. Well, let's talk about your journey before we get into your support system. Everyone right now, we've seen the KCSE results just popping, everyone celebrating the results. KCPE, we're always looking to the next stage of the advancement in education. You pursued something. Let's start with the education background. And then let's see the twists as we continue. So how has been your early education through to your high school and university? You dedicated your life to education. What were you pursuing?
Let us start from my early life education, like primary school. I schooled at a place called Embu, Eastern. After that, I still schooled, I did my high school in the same place. Place called Kegonge Boys, currently St. James High School. After that, I went to Embu University. I don't know how this came up, but the KUCCPS placed me there. So they placed me at home. There I pursued environmental science. But first with that, I didn't want to pursue that course. In mind, I wanted to pursue urban planning and development. But since my dad couldn't afford to pay for my parallel education, I had to do the papers. So I went in doing the papers for my dad. I never loved the course and everything. But I'm a sharp person. I was a sharp student. I pursued and I had my degree with me.
So this is environmental science?
Environmental science. But totally my heart wasn't there. So I remember one day when we are in class and the lecturer was asking what we want to be after that. I guess he was shocked when I raised my hand and said that I don't want to be employed. I want to do my own thing. I baffled everyone. And true to that, I'm pursuing that up to now.
Were you like one of the smartest kids in the, you know, or one of the smartest students in that lecture hall?
Exactly. That's why he was shocked when I said that I don't want to be employed.
So I'm actually curious, at what point does the lecturer get to ask this question? Is it when you're just about to leave or exit the institution? Or because if it is a matter of exiting, it would be why then? For the lecturer, it would be like, why have you been in class?
Exactly, because he actually asked that after we came from our attachment. And when I experienced, what I experienced during my attachment, 3 months of my attachment, the stress and everything in the 9-to-5 kind of environment, I decided to pursue my own thing and chase my own dreams.
I'm now curious. Now you have gone through this academia experience. You have actually declared when you're just about to exit that, you know what, this has not been my dream. Did you at all ever, you know, then taste employment? Did you, after the graduation, how was it? What is the transition like? Actually,
before I even graduated, just after we cleared school, I started doing my own thing. That's when I started doing string art. So I started doing string art just as an hobby, but I came to find out out that I'm good at this. So I started doing pieces like that baffled people, and everyone wanted to have them, the wall mounts and everything. So I started making money out of that. And since I had already decided that I don't want to be employed, I decided to pursue that. So, yeah.
So you did not taste employment?
I have never tasted employment.
You're talking about never ever?
Never ever.
All right, guys, you're talking to us on Facebook. We're live. Look Up TV. It is. Everybody kind of starts with employment. We are all told, you know, work under somebody, get a bit of money before you venture into something on your own. He says even before he graduated, he had his mind set that I will not be employed. And true to that, he has never, ever been employed.
Sure.
I'm looking at the challenges. First, let's talk about your dad. Of course, you started by bigging him up, and a lot of parents want to relate with this. He, you know, supported what he could.
Yeah, sure.
And throughout this time, did he know that you would not be using, you know, you would not be actually employed? Or at what point did you break the news to your father? And how was this? Because a lot of youth want to learn how to interact with their parents when it comes to breaking down this news. Yes.
Okay, for me, I can say I've been fortunate because my relationship with my dad hasn't been... I'm your dad. Like you can't converse, you can't communicate and agree on something. So way before I even cleared the campus, this is something I told my dad already. Like I want to do my own thing.
Oh, you had told him?
Yeah, because my dad has been a police officer for 37 years, and if you see the stress he went through, the lack of time with his family, and after he retired, the amount of money he got from the 37 years of service to this country, like, we sat down and was like, Dad, I want to do my own thing. And he agreed because he said the amount of time he lost, if like he used the same to build himself first. So he agreed, he understood, and he was like, you do your thing, I will support you fully.
One thing that is coming out for me here is you set your mind to something, but you actually also communicated about it.
Exactly.
And that's quite bold.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I just want to now come into now when you actually ventured, you know, the first thing was the string work.
The string work,
which you did not, you know, think would pick up, but it did.
It did, yeah.
But you got to venture into so many other things. Let's start with how many hats you wear today. You do branding.
Yeah, sure.
You're a model.
Yeah.
Tell us more about what you're doing right now.
So, first of all, when I was still in campus, I started training and gymming, you know, like you go to the gym and do something. So from that, my body started coming into shape.
So when you were doing this, were you doing it for fun, or were you doing it to actually have
I was doing
your
it for
body?
fun.
Okay.
So at a point, the university announced they want to host the first Mr. University of Embu. So I enrolled and everything to just have fun. And so I went on stage and I was crowned Mr. Embu University then.
Wait, I did not even know I was sitting with a whole Mr. Embu. Which year was this?
The first Mr. Embu University, 2016, I guess.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
But you didn't, even when you were doing this, just like the string work, you did not see that.
I did not see
you
it
were
coming.
entirely doing these things for fun.
For fun.
Then suddenly you're crowned Mr.
I was
Embu.
crowned Mr. Embu.
What was this moment like?
Spectacular. Spectacular. That's the word I can use. Because I didn't expect, but I guess I'm this person who always puts his first foot forward. You know, I see an opportunity to showcase myself and what I can do. I don't hesitate. I take it one time. So after that, I started training. So when I combine my string work with this, fast forward a little bit, after COVID came.
Oh, yes.
After COVID came, that's when I tried to shift from the string work. Because when COVID came, people like used to save their money to buy necessities.
Yes, it was a tough
To buy
time.
necessities,
Yes.
yeah. So I sat down with myself and figured out people are trying to survive. They don't want to buy the luxury artworks that I'm doing. So I started training people through my fitness gym experience. Because now people are at home, they want to keep fit and everything. So that's when I transited from doing string work to now concentrating on fitness training. And yeah, so I started getting money and surviving. and it was a good deal.
You know, one thing that is standing out about you is how you see the opportunity and seize it. Is it like you have an eye for opportunities?
I can't
and
say
sometimes
that.
opportunities just get you. It's like they always find you ready. What did you say about that? Because for a long time, it's good that you went to school. I'm sure those skills kind of play part.
Yeah.
But there's something about the youth positioning themselves. It's like that. Either you seize the opportunity or the opportunity finds you ready.
True.
Yeah.
I guess for me, I can say you have to adapt. You have to always be on toes. Like you have to adapt because there's nothing called luck. Luck is when opportunity.
There's nothing called luck.
Opportunity meets preparation.
Wow.
Because when you are prepared and an opportunity comes, you'll be ready. But when you're not ready, you will start cursing and everything. So there's nothing called luck. You have to adapt to everything and to your own environment. Try to observe what is going on, what is coming up. Like now we are transiting from the second web to the third web, where now internet is paying. You can have your laptop in the house, you can have your phone in the house, you do something and you get paid. So if you don't adapt to that now, it will be hard for you 5-10 years to come. So you have to be keen with everything that is going around our environment.
Why do I feel like I'm looking at the next big billionaire?
You sure are.
Are you going to be in the Forbes magazine?
You sure? I sure. I'll even maybe own the Forbes itself.
All right, let's talk about vision. You're very visionary.
Yeah, sure. It's all about mentality. It's all about mentality. In this day and age, you just can't sit back and wait for things to happen. You have to go there and make them happen. You know? The other day, like I wrote a caption and it caught me as well.
That is on your socials?
Yeah, on my socials. Yes. Like I said, I might be half talented than most of us, but the only difference between me and you is that I believe in me. If you don't believe in yourself, there's no space for you.
If you don't believe in yourself, there's no space for you. There's so much take home. I wish I had a notebook. There's so much take home. If you don't believe in yourself, there's no space for you.
Because most of the times we stand on our own ways.
We know what to do. You're saying you're our own obstacle.
Yeah, we stand on our own ways. Because most of the times we totally know what to do, but we need to seek validation from friends and everything. So for me, I say, if you sit with yourself and try to solve such, you'll come up with solutions. But we are afraid to solve such and do. In Kiswahili we say, tunatumia akili kama vikombe za wageni. For real.
Like what, you're afraid of using your own cup?
Yeah. Tunazitoa at some point, of which we should be with ourselves every time.
So you're keeping your talent until when you think.
Yeah, you're shelving it. So by the time you are going to pick it up, maybe it's expired or the world has moved, from there. So.
I am very encouraged, and trust me, you're saying so much that I ought to have heard earlier as well. We have this, on set, and I'm thinking, I want to understand. Wait, okay, no guts, no glory.
No guts, no glory.
Is that the same thing written on yours?
Yeah, just the same thing.
Okay, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Is this your brand?
Yeah, that's my brand.
Please talk to us more about this. We were talking about the shift from the string work to, being crowned, to, training people. When did this start?
Okay, so I soul-searched and I found that I'm a creative person. So one day I was sitting at my brother's watching YouTube and I saw leather crafters, people crafting things from leather with minimal tools.
Minimal tools.
Yeah. So I found it interesting and asked myself, why not? So I started doing leatherwork. I started doing leatherwork.
You soul-searched yourself?
Yeah.
You saw these people do this on YouTube?
Yeah, sure.
With minimal
tools.
And then you tried it out?
I tried it out.
And it worked for you?
It worked.
Can I be a bit inquisitive? How long did it take you to train yourself to do what they were doing? And which minimal tools do you use yourself? Because
myself.
Yeah, this is real leather?
Yeah, pure leather.
Where do you even source your raw materials? I think that's a lot of questions in one. Number one, how long did it take you to actually now, get to be an expert on this? Yes.
Yeah. So I can say like 4 to 6 months.
Oh,
Took me 4 to 6 months because the first pieces I was making were like, oof, they weren't perfect.
We should have pictures of them.
Yeah, for real. Because I was doing everything hand stitch. Everything was doing hand stitch. Yeah, wow. Yeah, hand stitch. There are some tools called pricking irons that I sourced from China because you know how it happens here in Kenya. Yeah, so I got those and I started hand stitching. So actually my wallet is hand stitched.
Can we see it?
I can show you.
This is very interesting. You're watching Look at TV and I wish we would get shots of that. And you actually also brought it. Is it okay to touch your wallet?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay,
it's okay.
There's a way you do your, how do you call that?
The engraving.
Yes, how do you do that? You moved from the hand stitching to something else? Yeah,
so before I talked about my dad and support. So when Dad found out that I'm doing leather work and I'm good at it, he bought me machines worth, I guess, 300,000 Kenya shillings. So now I have machines. So you see these perfect stitches.
Yes.
Now I use machines right now to do these stitches. But for my wallets, I still do hand stitch.
Yeah, I can see that from the edges.
Yeah, sure.
But still lasts.
Yeah, lasts.
But I'm curious, where do you source your leather from? Because this is really good quality leather.
True.
And when did you start now sourcing quality leather? Did you always start from quality leather all the way?
Yeah, I started from quality. When I started crafting leather, I decided to visit leather tanneries around.
So you took the initiative.
I took the initiative
to
visit. Yeah.
Okay.
So fortunately enough, there's a tannery in Sagana. So from Embu to Sagana isn't that far. So I took myself, went and learned about different types of leather, the malleability, the thickness. You know, there are different types of leather. Like this one is called silica.
Okay.
Silica leather.
Can you also tell us about other types of leather? Because we women have handbags.
There's silica leather, there's kips, the ones we call belt leather, the thick ones. There's a suede. Yeah. This one is still silica, like double silica.
Okay.
Yeah, double silica.
And that is like one of the best qualities?
One of the best qualities.
Okay.
Even the touch, the feel, and durability.
You know, one thing that I'm really, celebrating in my head about you is the fact that you take personal initiatives to make things happen.
Yeah.
At one point in your life, have you been pushed, reminded, encouraged? Because we all have difficult times. All these things you're doing, we're going back to, of course, the branding of the hoodies we're seeing behind there. But everyone has a time in their lives where they think, you know what, this is not working for me.
True.
Throughout your journey, as much as you look all bright and bold here today,
thanks.
Were there some tough, challenging moments for you? And how did you really overcome them?
For me, I've never been pushed.
Okay.
I sit down with myself. I evaluate where I'm at and where I'm supposed to be. And if the gap is so wide, I call myself out and work everything. So it's not easy for me like to just sit here and say, but I sit down with myself and challenge myself. Where am I? Where am I supposed to be? Am I supposed to be at this place this time? So fortunately enough, I have a supportive family. My brother, who is a player, a football player, a professional football player.
Great shout out.
Washington Monene, AFC Leopards, one of the best. Yeah.
Okay.
One of the best left backs. I'm in the country. My sister, bachelor's degree and an entrepreneur. My dad. I have a very supportive family. So everything I placed myself to do, they used to support me. They never like say anything negative, because they know me. If I say I'm going to do this, I definitely going to. Even if you try to refuse or anything, I'll do it.
Criticism and critics, as much as you say, I put my head to it and whatever you say, I'm going to do it. Do you then, because everyone adjusts.
Yeah, sure.
So how do critics and criticisms work around you? Because really, it is genius, to actually have you here on set, but how do you balance out what you want to do and, people who challenge you?
Okay, for me, actually, if you go to my Instagram page,
yes,
you'll be shocked, because people come with criticism to me, but for me, I can advise everyone out here. So long as whatever you're doing makes you happy, happiness for you has to come first. Are you happy? Are you contented with whatever you're doing? If you're not, then stop doing that. Because people will criticize you when you do good or bad. People will always talk. So for me, so long as I'm happy with what I'm doing and it's benefiting me in one way or another, I'll do it even if people don't want me to do it. Because it comes to a point where people will criticize you and they won't help you when you need help. So if you want me to stop doing something that's paying my bills, are you paying my bills? If you're paying my bills, then I'll stop. If you're not, please let me do what I want to do. Because we have one life. We have one life, and you have to live it the best, because this is the only shot we have. So for criticism, take what works for you and discard what doesn't. I say cancel out the noises.
Cancel out
the noises, yeah.
Amazing. If you're watching us on Facebook, thank you very much. Ruth Onesma saying, so inspiring, man.
Thanks.
I did not add that. She actually put that there, and I agree. And you're saying cancel out the noise.
Cancel out the noise.
It's always been about perspective.
Sure.
But someone would say, okay, fine, let's talk about your hoodies. Yeah. And then we're going to come at, if they want to also purchase, they can ask about the affordability, right? Yeah. Because the durability we are seeing for sure. And all this time, we're looking at Brian pushing himself. Like he said, he's not pushed, he's not questioned, and he does what he's put his mind to do. He seeks the opportunities, and there's something you said, opportunity meets preparedness. What did you say?
Opportunity. What did I say?
Yeah, you see? There's the
I
challenge.
guess we just caught up in the show. So
but I like
opportunity meets preparation.
Meets preparation. Exactly. Amazing. Yeah, so the hoodies, this is so much in one person, honestly. The hoodies, are you partnering with people, or how then do you get to do, a lot of things, all at the same time? Yeah. And, I want to see how the balance comes out. How do you do that? Because this, I know, is hand-stitched. For example, this. Sure. I know you got some tools for this. Yeah. How is that going?
They say jack of all trades.
Oh, that is who you are.
They say jack of all trades is a master of none. Have you ever heard that? Jack of all trades is a master of none, but is better than a master of one. That's the whole saying. Yeah. So for me, I can't say like I do everything alone. As I said, I have a support system. So for these hoodies, I source the tailors, I source the ones who put the embroideries and everything. But I make the initiative to come up with the ideas first. Yeah, because you have to come up with the idea for other people to believe in whatever you're doing. You have to have something first. So for the hoodies and everything, I have a tailor who does this for me, called Neddy the tailor, big up. And the rest I just use branding companies to do the rest for me.
And what I'm seeing here is you built a whole community around you.
Yeah.
Talk to us about working with people and teamwork and team efforts, because a lot of people who have made it, including, Barack Obama and all the other presidents, even as we are, talking about laying our third president to rest, have a strength in working with people. You're saying, I am this good, I have my ideas, but I have partnered. Yeah. What would you say about a community and working with society? As much as you said, I do my own thing, but again, we're seeing you really working with people.
For real, one thing I've learned, and that's how it's supposed to be out here in the world. There's something we call Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Like a person is made a person by other people. You cannot live alone like a stone or a mountain.
An island.
Yeah, an island, You have to be around people with the same mindset as you. People who will push you, people who will challenge you to be better. For even friends, I say, like, be around people who challenge you every time to be better. People even if they are criticizing you, they want you to be better. Because if you find yourself in a room where you are the smartest, please leave that room. Please do that. So for me, I've partnered with people who see the vision that I have. And I've fallen out with people who didn't see the vision that I have. Because last time I remember in my socials I said, for those who laughed at my dream, I'm not still funny because they see my moves, like what I'm doing. People who never believed. So you have to work with people. Even here on set, you can't work alone.
That's it.
Producers, camera people, those who feed you, the designers who give you this smart dress and everything. So be very keen to the people that we work with. And
I like that because even as you are speaking, remember this is Brian Wafla. I've seen this written Wafla, so his wallet is written Wafla. So I'm gonna give you a bit of a history if you're just joining us right here at Look Up TV #The Morning Drift. Is we are on the extraordinary segment. And Brian Wafula, though his wallet is written Wafla, so it's confusing me, is one of the gentlemen who decided, you know what, I pursued this, but I knew from the onset that I am not going to be employed. What I'm looking at is, a billionaire, who is already saying, I work with people, I will work with people, but saying I shed off those who are not, of course, those who are not in my line of vision, and I will work with those who are in my line of vision. One thing I've also picked from Brian today is that he would not be pushed to pursue what he perceives as his dream. What are your challenges? Are you a young entrepreneur? You want to pick a few tips from Brian today? Feel free to send in your messages and your questions. If you want his contacts, all right, if there's something you'd love to actually borrow from his life story, also talk to us live on Facebook. And I can see here, they didn't say their name, but they're saying authentic. Let me talk to you, Brian, about authenticity. It's been in an era, we're in an era where, Instagram, I know you have a lot of, you're also in Instagram, right?
Sure.
We're seeing a lot of lack of authenticity. All right, and I want to hear from you because everything about you seems really real, authentic. I want to be here in this point in time. I'm not there yet. I work with people. What would you say as a young person about authenticity today, and that if it has helped you be who you are today?
Okay, for me as a person, I'll say be as authentic as you can be, because we're living in an era where people are faking it. Till
they say fake it till they make it. Yes.
There was a time where Instagram and WhatsApp was down, and it was crazy, because people have run away from who they are. We want to seek validation from outside. We want to pose as models outside. Everyone is an influencer these days. What are you influencing for? At least push your own brand, do your own thing. Find out who you are. Can you draw? What can you do? Are you handy? Can you write poems? Can you be as authentic as you are? Like, if you're told to present yourself raw, are we going to see what we see on the socials? Do you have the clothes you wear? Do you have the cars you pose with? Because this thing gives us a fake personality and a fake mindset. When you fake for so long, you think you are living that moment, of which everything else down is that who you really are. So find out what you love doing or what you're good at, and let it kill you.
And okay.
Sure.
I don't want to dilute anything, but I want to look at who is Brian in the next future. We're seeing all these things you're working on. We've seen your history and how you started. But you have really stood out today as an extraordinary young man. And we're not stopping here, are we?
Sure.
Where is Brian headed in the next few years? Are we seeing another idea coming in, or are you just spontaneous?
I'm not spontaneous. I have calculated moves. We can be seated here today, but tomorrow I might be calling you from Germany. If an idea comes and I calculate the risk, I take it. I'm not like spontaneous and everything. I do calculate everything that I put my hands to. And I don't know, this education system we have, especially the 844, I'm thanking God they scrapped it off. They limit us. They limited us in very so many ways. Because, like for instance, they say the sky is the limit. Is it?
I actually think it isn't.
No, it isn't. We have 9 planets. Do you have 9 planets?
Is it 10 or 9?
They are more than that. We have galaxies, we have Milky
like
Ways.
Who
said that? You know? So I guess they taught us to not question. Like when you question the teacher, like he punishes you or something. They taught us to not question. They taught us to not find deep down, like, who are we as people, you know? They didn't teach us finance. People out here don't know how to manage their money. They didn't teach us entrepreneurship. These are things we came to learn outside here. Even after our degrees and our PhDs, people can't do simple tasks, you know? So if we can stop teaching our children to just go to school to get white-collar jobs, we could save a generation, you know? Because people like me, I feel wasted. And don't get me wrong, education and school helped me a lot. I wouldn't be here maybe fluent as I am, or my self-esteem will be low if I didn't have to interact with other people in school and everything. But what we are teaching our children right now is kind of off, you know? If your child is a footballer, nurture that talent. My brother wouldn't be where he is if he was punished for doing what he did back then. I wouldn't be here if my dad told me, like, no, I'm not buying you these machines. You shouldn't be doing this. Go. I would be working maybe in an NGO or in National Environmental Management Authority right now.
But then the question would be, are you happy?
Yeah, that would be the question. Deep down.
And I know, Brian, it's a very short discussion. We're just about to wrap up. What you said almost came out like your closing remarks, but I know that there's something deep down that you might probably want to say as a closing remark in a minute. So you could take a look at your camera, talk to the person back at home. And we have seen you as a success story.
Thanks.
That you can put your mind to it, and happiness really comes from inside. Fulfillment is actually being able to satisfactorily get what it is that you have put your vision at. And I want to allow you a minute to, you know, close this, you know, discussion or conversation on camera. From your heart, what would you tell any person struggling with self-identity in this day and age, or trying to figure out, can I leave this white-collar job into entrepreneurship and I'll be safe?
Okay, for me, I'll say this. Stop limiting yourself. 1. Number 2, use what you have. And I know it's not as easy as I'm saying. Use what we have to come out and do what makes you happy. I wouldn't advise you to just leave your 9 to 5 to come outside here and do everything. In life, everything is risky, but have a calculated risk. Don't just wake up and do something, all right? So believe in yourself, stop standing on your own ways. Just believe, 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 believe. And as we wrap up, I'll tell you this. From my brand, Untamed, we have a tagline. No guts, no glory. You have to believe yourself and do it. Obama said, yes, we can. And yes, he did.
No guts?
No glory.
No guts, no glory. My take home, untamed.
Untamed.
And you said, do not be your own obstacle, because many a times you might be blaming it on people.
True.
But you are your own obstacle.
Yeah.
Brian, I appreciate you. I respect you. Hats off. And you, of course, encouraged me, and I am looking forward to another, talk with you.
Sure.
On the extraordinary, because we're looking at you. We don't even know what's coming up next, but you told us you could be Skyping from Germany.
Exactly. You never know. You just never know.
So please let us know.
Yeah, I will. I surely will.
All right.
Yeah.
So hey guys, this is of course the end of the morning drift today. I hope you have a take home. I hope he's challenged you just as much as he has challenged me. And every other day on solution focused discussions right here on the morning drift. Stay tuned for more programs coming to you from this very moment, especially what is happening in the parliament, of course building or grounds, as far as giving a respectful send-off to the former president of the Republic of Kenya, that is Mwai Kibaki, the late. And of course, burial arrangements are still on. Look Up TV will be giving that coverage, of course, with the news updates at 1 p.m., 4 p.m., 7 and 9 p.m. respectively. Don't forget to also check out our YouTube channel for any other broadcasts or coverage that you missed across the day, or of course the past few days. We will be having that also uploaded for you. And leave us your comments on Twitter at Look Up TV and on Facebook Look Up TV. But for now, have a beautiful Thursday. Remember, it's the April 26th. I will see you again tomorrow. Same place, same time. Goodbye.